The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. asserts that the proposed separation of Mindanao from the Philippines violates the Constitution. A lawmaker urges her counterparts in the House of Representatives to stop their quote-unquote parliamentary bullying against the Senate over charter change. The Manila Regional Trial Court orders the Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, to cancel the passport of expelled Negros Oriental 3rd District Representative Arnie Teves Jr. And Copernicus Climate Change Service reports global temperatures have breached critical warming threshold for the first time over a 12-month period. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Friday, February 9, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Hardy Delgado. First in the news. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. insisted that the proposed separation of Mindanao from the Philippines violates the Constitution. Meanwhile, a political analyst believes that the advocacy for Mindanao secession is purely political maneuvering. Nelma Ribohok will tell us why.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. asserted that the move to separate Mindanao from the Philippines will surely fail. He also appealed to those planning Mindanao secession to stop because it is clearly contrary to the Constitution.
The new call for a separate Mindanao is doomed to fail. I strongly appeal to all concerned to stop this call for a separate Mindanao. It is a grave violation of the Constitution. Hindi ito ang bagong Pilipinas na ating hinuhubog. Bagkus, ito ay pagwasak mismo sa ating bansang Pilipinas.
For a political analyst, the motive behind those advocating for the separation of Mindanao from the Philippines is purely political.
I think this is more of a political rather than an economic or geostrategic move, and definitely there is a great deal of politics behind it.
According to Dr. Froilan Calilong, even if a bill regarding Mindanao secession is pushed forward, it will surely face difficulties due to questions about its constitutionality.
Medyo mahihirapan to, I think, kahit organic law, because even in the Constitution, talaga namang maliwanag doon ang stipulations natin ng Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And these three major group of islands comprise our country, or the entire archipelago.
Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, we serve the people, we give glory to God.
A former cabinet secretary believes that the recent statement or call of former President Rodrigo Duterte for Mindanao to secede from the Republic is nothing short of an outburst of emotion. JP Nunez tells us why.
Political scientist and former National Security Advisor Professor Clarita Carlos revealed on Friday, February 9, that the call for Mindanao secession by former President Rodrigo Duterte is not entirely unprecedented. Carlos explained that Duterte had previously advocated for federalism during his tenure as chief executive. The former president's recent call for Mindanao to secede from the Republic of the Philippines is allegedly driven by emotion.
So sinabi kong bugso ng damdamin niya kasi alam naman na merong hidwaan nangyayari ngayon sa pagitan ng kanilang mga puwersa. So I'm sure, pero sabi ko nga hindi na bago ito kasi nung mayor pa lang siya ay ayaw na talagang sinasakal siya ng central government na based here in Manila.
Former presidential spokesperson Attorney Harry Roque's statement supports Carlos' presumption that former PRRD's call was due to frustration.
Alam mo, yung secession naman, frustration lang ni Presidente Duterte na ang gulo-gulo ng mga politiko ngayon sa Luzon. Di ba? Talaga naman gulo-gulo. Yung pirma, na binibili ang mga pirma. Yung panlilin lang.
On the other hand, former presidential spokesman and constitutional law professor Edwin Lacerda holds a different perspective. He believes that former President Duterte may not have been entirely serious in his pronouncement regarding Mindanao secession.
I think it's not serious. I think it's a very off-the-cuff remark of President Duterte, who is prone to issuing such statements naman.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
House leaders thank President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. for pointing out the need for economic charter change. Meanwhile, they appeal to their counterparts in the Senate to heed the call of the president. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
Several officials of the House of Representatives thank President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. for pointing out the need for charter change or CHACHA. In his speech during the Constitution Day 2024, the chief executive expressed his support for the proposed economic amendments to the 1987 Constitution. He noted that there are certain economic provisions that inhibit the country's growth momentum.
I want to make it clear. This administration's position in introducing reforms to our Constitution extend to economic matters alone, or those strategically aimed at boosting our country's economy. Nothing more.
According to House Senior Deputy Speaker, Pampanga 3rd District Representative Aurelio Dong Gonzales, they hope the Senate will still be able to pass resolution of both Houses number 6 in March 2024.
Lubos po tayong nagpapasalamat kay Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. sa kanyang walang sawang suporta sa mga pagsisikap ng House of Representatives sa pag-amyendahan ng mga economic provisions ng 1987 Constitution. Sana ay makinig ang Senado sa panawagan ng ating Pangulo.
On the other hand, House Deputy Speaker Quezon 2nd District Representative J.J. Suarez told senators not to waste time and hasten the passage of RBH number 6.
Matagal na po namin ito ipinaglalaban sa Kongreso. Kaya po ang aking pakiusap sa ating mga kasamahan na senador, bilisan naman po natin ang ating trabaho. Sayang na sayang po ang oras at naiiwan na po ang Pilipinas.
But for Makabayan bloc lawmakers, rather than focusing on charter change, government officials should address inflation and other crises afflicting the country.
Pain lang sa taong bayan itong sinasabing na economic chacha. But later on, yung mga political interest, yung pagpapalawig ng termino, pagbubukas doon sa mga talagang yung mga crony at saka kinakatigan ng mga foreign investors.
Charter change magpapapalala sa kalagayan natin nang lumalala na ang price hikes ng oil, tapos yung public utilities, tapos lalo pang ililiberalize yung ekonomiya to foreign capital.
Ito'y habang unti-unti nang nagagalit ang mga Pilipino sa mataas pa ring presyo ng mga bilihin, paglawak ng informal na trabaho at barat na sahod. Pulling off this chacha would be a trump card to fulfill his self-serving Marcosian mission.
On February 25, alongside with EDSA People Power anniversary, various groups including the Makabayan Bloc will take action against charter change. Rosa Licos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Amid the political bickering from both chambers of Congress over charter change, a lawmaker urges her counterparts in the House of Representatives to stop their quote-unquote parliamentary bullying. Senator Nancy Binay says this is her wish for the Chinese New Year. She laments what she described the immature and unacceptable behaviors of their colleagues in Congress, saying that the tirades have brought shame on the Senate and the House of Representatives. Binay notes that the problem is not the Constitution, but oftentimes the politicians themselves. She calls on lawmakers to stand down and go back to work, with the hopes that legislators can earn back the people's respect. Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte has made a compassionate visit to those affected by the recent landslide in Maco, Davao de Oro. Additionally, she extended her concern to the casualties of the landslide in Mount Diwata, also in Davao de Oro. In her visit, Vice President Duterte emphasized the importance of ensuring the well-being of the residents in these areas. She stated that the purpose of her visit was to personally assess the condition of the affected individuals and to assure them that their needs are being addressed. Collaborating closely with the local government, Vice President Duterte and her team are actively participating in efforts to provide assistance and support to those affected by the landslides. Moreover, Vice President Duterte took the opportunity to remind everyone to remain vigilant and prepared for such disasters. She emphasized that the safety and security of the people are always the top priority, urging everyone to take proactive measures to mitigate the impact of natural calamities.
And for the news abroad, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky announced a change in the leadership of the armed forces of Ukraine after 2 years of war. He thanked General Valery Zaluzhny for every victory achieved in the past and appointed Alexander Syrsky as new head of the armed forces. Dani Delieva will tell us why.
In their meeting yesterday, February 8, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky and General Valery Zaluzhny discussed that changes are urgently needed in Ukraine's war against Russia. In his Telegram post, President Zelensky wrote that the time for renewal is now. In the biggest military shake-up after almost 2 years since Russia's invasion, the president dismissed his hugely popular military chief, General Valery Zaluzhny. There have been tensions between the two leaders after Ukraine's much-vaunted counteroffensive failed and matters such as renewed Russian onslaught, manpower and ammunition shortages, and stalled U.S. aid. Relations between Zelensky and Zaluzhny has been simmering for many months and seem to have escalated towards the end of 2023 after Zaluzhny disclosed in a long essay that the war is at stalemate. His remarks about no deep and beautiful breakthrough is possible without a great technological leap forward after the country's counteroffensive was mostly rebuffed by heavily fortified Russian defenses. They also have disagreements on mass mobilization efforts in which Zelensky resisted Zaluzhny's suggestion that 500,000 draftees were required, calling it a very serious number. General Zaluzhny will be replaced by Colonel General Alexander Syrsky as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Syrsky, who has served as the commander of Ukrainian land forces since 2019, has a successful experience in defense in leading the Kiev defense operations. Offense-wise, he was part of the successful Kharkiv liberation operation. However, despite Ukraine failing its counteroffensive, now former military chief Zaluzhny remains one of the most popular leaders in the country, and his firing is a political gamble for Zelensky. Analysts warn that his exit could bring unwelcome disruption in the country and may also cause global uncertainty. His replacement will need to build personal relationships with the United States and North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. Dani Delieva, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
King Charles is undergoing treatment after being diagnosed with cancer. Queen Camilla assures that he is doing very well under the circumstances. From London, United Kingdom, here's Joanna Ochoa to tell us the details live. Yes, Joanna?
Maeve, the Queen Consort Camilla received questions regarding King Charles' health after his diagnosis with cancer on Monday, February 5. She said that King Charles has been doing very well under the circumstances and that he is very touched by all the letters and messages from the public by the outpouring of support through letters and messages. While specifics regarding the type of cancer remain undisclosed, palace sources confirm it's not prostate cancer. King Charles embarks on his treatment journey. He remains steadfast in his duties, albeit with adjustments. Senior royals, including Her Majesty the Queen and the Prince of Wales, stand ready to assist, stepping in for certain engagements. Queen Camilla spoke at a music concert on Thursday evening to celebrate the work of local charities at Salisbury Cathedral in Wiltshire. At the concert, a paramedic from the Wiltshire Air Ambulance, Ben Abbott, wished the King well and expressed sadness upon hearing the news. Meanwhile, the Prince of Wales, Prince William, attended a fundraiser to the London Air Ambulance on Wednesday and thanked everyone for their kind messages of support for the King and his wife, who underwent and is recovering from abdominal surgery. Earlier in the day, there was also an investiture ceremony at Windsor Castle carried out by the Prince. Back to you, Maeve.
Thank you, Joanna Ochoa, live from London, United Kingdom.
The Manila Regional Trial Court, or RTC, Branch 51, ordered the Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, to cancel the passport of expelled Negros Oriental 3rd District Representative Arnie Teves Jr. This is the court's action on the Department of Justice, or DOJ's reaction to cancel Teves's passport. Meanwhile, the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, is ordered to utilize possible measures to bring back Teves into the country to face the cases charged against him. The court said that though the right to travel is guaranteed under the Constitution, it is not absolute but has limitations or restrictions. It has also highlighted the gravity of the murder cases against Teves and his terrorist designation in granting the DOJ's plea to cancel Teves's passport. DOJ Secretary Crispin Remulla, on the other hand, said their pursuit of justice remains and they will not allow individuals charged with heinous crimes to evade the rule of law or legal processes. An official from the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, or NTF-ELCAC, has stated that the group will be assigned different responsibilities to help maintain peace in the nation rather than disbanding the task force entirely. According to its executive director, Undersecretary Ernesto Torres Jr., the NTF-ELCAC aims to adapt to the changing landscape as the Communist Party of the Philippines New People's Army, or CPP-NPA, forces diminish in numbers. Previously, the CPP-NPA had approximately 25,000 members at the peak of the communist rebellion in the country. Currently, they have dwindled to around 1,500 members, with only 11 guerrilla fronts remaining and only one operating in the Tarlac-Zambales area of central Luzon.
Just 5 years ago, at the start of 2019, 89 active guerrilla fronts yan all over the country. 0 active guerrilla fronts na tayo. Yung binabanggit ko kanina, 11 weekend guerrilla front. Meaning wala na sila halos na kapabilidad na makapag-recruit pa, wala na silang suporta sa masa.
Once their mission is accomplished, the transition will occur, and the National Task Force ELCAC will be replaced by the National Force to Unity, Peace, and Development. Furthermore, Governor Hermogenes Ebdane Jr., chairman of the Regional Peace and Order Council, emphasizes the need to monitor and assist former rebel groups in finding livelihood opportunities. He also criticized the call to disband the task force by UN Special Rapporteur Irene Pan due to the issue of red tagging.
We have to consolidate. At huwag kayong maniwala doon sa mga bakuskos, balongos na mga UN rapporteur. They have nothing to do with this problem. Pumunta siya rito para may pati pakialaman na. Hindi nyo dinala sa bundok para makausap yung mga dating NPA. Ang kinakausap niya yung organizers, yung mga kadre. Wala tayong laban doon. Kaya sana maintindihan natin.
The Coast Guard Working Dog, or CGWD ABA, is already being utilized by rescuers to search for landslide victims in Barangay Masara, Maco, Davao de Oro. CGWD-APA is part of the Canine Search and Rescue Unit of the Philippine Coast Guard or PCG. This canine possesses the ability to locate the body of a person underground, and rescuers have successfully employed the CGWD-APA to locate 3 bodies in Maco, Davao de Oro. Cervical cancer is the second leading cause of female cancer in the Philippines. Thus, medical experts reiterated the importance of early detection of the said condition. Gladys Tuwabi details why.
More than 7,000 new cases of cervical cancer are diagnosed yearly in the country. Among these cases, approximately 4,000 cervical cancer-related deaths occur annually.
In the age group of 15 to 44, it is the 4th leading cause of cancer. So 15 to 44, this is a very young age group. They are in the very productive, very productive times in their life, and these women would have children that they will leave behind. So very, very important that we are conscious of our reproductive health.
Risk factors for cervical cancer include intercourse, smoking, and others.
Since this is a sexually transmitted infection, napapasa-pasa siya. So, kung maraming sexual partners, there is more chance of contracting the disease. Smoking, yung smoking per se, yung chemicals niyan is a carcinogen. So, they have been found in the mucus, yung mucus sa cervix. So we call them cofactors.
Experts emphasize that in the early stages, cervical cancer often presents no symptoms. This underscores the importance of early detection, which is being strongly encouraged among Filipino women.
So whether it is adult or whether it is in children, early detection is crucial for people, particularly those living in countries like the Philippines with limited resources.
In observance of National Cancer Awareness Month, the Department of Health is promoting the utilization of free screening services offered in DOH hospitals for cervical cancer. Early detection plays a critical role in mitigating the potential effects of cervical cancer on the body, as it allows for timely and appropriate treatment. Gladys Tuwabi, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
In other global news, a volcano in southwestern Iceland has erupted for the second time this year, forcing the country to declare a state of emergency. The latest outbreak has triggered the temporary closure of the popular Blue Lagoon geothermal spa. Meanwhile, the Civil Defense Agency notes that several communities were cut off from heat and hot water after river-like lava flow engulfed a key supply pipeline. According to the Icelandic Meteorological Office, the eruption began early on Thursday, February 8, along a 3-kilometer fissure northeast of Mount Sillingarfell. Dave McGarvey, a volcanologist at Lancaster University, says the 5 volcanic systems that feed the Reykjanes Peninsula mostly come to life every 800 to 1,000 years. Iceland's Department of Civil Protection and Emergency Management assures they are working to guarantee the access to more than 20,000 people reportedly affected. For the first time in more than a year, global temperatures have exceeded the critical warming threshold, with the world witnessing the warmest January on record last month. Jane Robles tells us why.
In 2015, world leaders agreed at United Nations climate talks in Paris to keep global warming well below 2 degrees Celsius and try to limit the long temperature rise to 1.5, which is seen as crucial to preventing the most damaging impacts. However, data released by the Copernicus Climate Change Service, or C3S, revealed the target has been temporarily breached and current heat levels has now lifted the 12-month global average temperature above the landmark 1.5 Celsius Paris Agreement for the first time. Some scientists, such as C3S Deputy Director Samantha Burgess, say that the 1.5-degree goal can no longer realistically be met, and the fast action from governments to cut carbon dioxide emissions is urgently needed. Moreover, scientists note that while the warming trajectory has not exceeded to 2 degrees yet, this is already a significant milestone that should not be overlooked given the extreme heat waves, droughts, wildfires, and floods already witnessed last year. An extra half a degree greatly increases the risk of passing the tipping point, which could lead to rapid and potentially irreversible changes. Despite the alarming report, researchers emphasize that humans can still make a difference and that progress has been made thanks to green technologies like renewable energy and electric vehicles booming in many parts of the world. Based on current policies and pledges, some of the very worst-case scenarios of 4-degree warming or more, which was thought possible a decade ago, are now considered much less likely. Jane Robles, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Mavian Dog, live from Australia. Good evening.
The Ombudsman Draft Busters have broken their 3-game losing streak as they near the conclusion of the second round eliminations in UNTV Cup Season 10. Meanwhile, the campaign of the GSI's Furies in the league has gained momentum after defeating the Senate Defenders. On the other hand, the SSS Cabalicat's chances of securing an automatic semifinals ticket have significantly increased. JP Nunez reports.
The SSS Cabalicat is etching its name in the annals of UNTV Cup history, the esteemed League of Public Servants. After several years of not advancing beyond the eliminations, they find themselves in a historic position. They are now waiting the results of the remaining games until February 14 to secure the coveted automatic ticket to the semifinals of UNTV Cup Season 10. Their journey has been marked by perseverance and determination, culminating in their 7th consecutive victory. In a thrilling match against the DA Food Masters with a final score of 95-91, Listian Amparado emerged as the best player of the game, showcasing exceptional skills with 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Maki Escalona showcased his versatility on the court with 7 points, 2 rebounds, an astounding 13 assists, and 2 steals. Moreover, the team saw significant contributions from Glenn Bolocan, who scored 20 points, Carlito Quiambao with 18 points, and Daniel Martinez with 15 points.
Collective effort yun sa mga players sa SSS, even though always kulang kami kasi may mga work yung employees, so pinupunuan. Tapos we see to it na before the game, nire-review namin yung system. It just happened na nakachamba kami ngayon, pero yun talaga pagka even na prepare ka pag kulang kayo, minsan may mali talaga. So we're lucky na na-survive namin yung run nila.
Isa yun nag-bad start na rin kami nung una. Parang ang defensive rotation namin hindi maganda. May mga naiiwan na open shot yung kalaban. So, doon pa lang, saka yung turnovers namin, ang dami na agad ng first half. So, nasaktan kami sa mga points of turnover. Hindi yung, kasi may turnover na okay lang. Ito, maraming converted na turnover namin.
The SSS Cabalicat is making history with a remarkable 7 straight wins, securing a commendable 8-3 win-loss record. Their recent victory included triumphs over 5 teams that were once formidable contenders in the league. Meanwhile, the Agriculture Food Masters, previously holding the 1st to 4th spots, have experienced a setback with 7 wins and 3 losses. In the second game, the GSIS Furies continued their winning streak by defeating the Senate Defenders with a final score of 85-69. This back-to-back win has significantly boosted their confidence after enduring 5 consecutive losses. Led by Jonathan Pareno and Jefferson Gonzalez, who scored 24 points each, the GSIS Furies have climbed to the 7th spot with 5 wins and 5 losses.
Same thing when we were in a 5-game slump, a 5-game losing streak. We just wanted to improve every practice and then just be positive on what's happening. And it paid off naman dito sa game na to. Everybody was trusting each other, doing well defensively and offensively as a team. That's why yung environment was positive for us and we gained the win again today. It was just the players putting in the reps in practice, creating good habits in practices, doing extra shooting. That's why during the game it showed. That's why we shot the ball pretty well today.
The Senate, currently in the 8th spot with a 5-5 win-loss record, is also in a dire need of victory in their remaining matches to secure their spot in the quarterfinals.
Oh, pass! Attacking the basket. At the same time, it's not even being guarded. It's a jump shot there. Pang-asang target coming from the swing shooting about Apaches. Susie Jackson, 3 seconds to shoot.
In the first quarter, the Warriors came out strong, led by Ryan Abanez with 9 points and Mark Cesar Bruno contributing 7 points off the bench. 23-28, DENR held a 5-point lead. Moving into the second quarter, DENR maintained control of the game with a 9-point advantage, 45-54. However, Ombudsman bounced back in the third game, outscoring DENR with 29 points while limiting the Warriors to just 14, seizing the lead at 74-68. In the final quarter, DENR reclaimed the lead after nearly 2 minutes with a 7-0 run, making it 75-74. With just under 6 minutes and 42 seconds remaining, Paul Ladya broke Ombudsman's silence with a big 3-pointer, putting them up to 78-77. DENR extended their lead by 6 points. But back-to-back 4-point plays from Florino of Ombudsman tied the game at 85 with only 3 minutes and 52 seconds left. Ombudsman surged ahead by 5 points and DENR attempted to catch up but ran out of time. Bamba Florino with 18 points and 4 rebounds was named the game's best player, alongside Aldous Paz, who contributed 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists and steals each. With this victory, the Gruff Busters ended their third losing streak.
Well, in-emphasize ko lang naman sa kanila, talagang magpapanalo sa amin depensa, wala nang iba. Kasi lagi ko sinasabi sa kanila, good defense will be result to better offense. Ano? Good thing, nag-step up naman talaga, lalo na si Bamba Florino. Yun ang nagbigay sa amin ng advantage at saka energy ng buong team. You know? At saka yun, nakita naman natin lahat na-contribute sa both ends of the floor, depensa. At saka yun, nakuha namin talaga yung transition defense na kinakailangan namin against DENR.
Both Ombudsman and DENR are now assured spots in the quarterfinals. JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Our kasambahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 15. It says, "But that on the good ground are they, which in an honest and good heart, having heard the word, keep it, and bring forth fruit with patience." And those are the reasons behind the news, February 9, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold, because we need to know. We will always ask why. I'm Hardin Delgado. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The new call for a separate Mindanao is doomed to fail. I strongly appeal to all concerned to stop this call for a separate Mindanao. It is a grave violation of the Constitution. Hindi ito ang bagong Pilipinas na ating hinuhubog. Bagkus, ito ay pagwasak mismo sa ating bansang Pilipinas.
So sinabi kong bugso ng damdamin niya kasi alam naman na merong hidwaan nangyayari ngayon sa pagitan ng kanilang mga puwersa. So I'm sure, pero sabi ko nga hindi na bago ito kasi nung mayor pa lang siya ay ayaw na talagang sinasakal siya ng central government na based here in Manila.
I think it's not serious. I think it's a very off the cuff remark of President Duterte, who is prone to issuing such statements naman.